Hello guys, my name is Yoshi, and this is normally would have been a finale of my 100% blind playthrough of the Tower of Doom. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope's first DLC map, but we didn't get the right giant enemy, unfortunately. Yes, in the last video we made it to the top of the tower, but waited to tackle the boss, of course, until we could get into a separate video to do it, so we're going to tackle it now. We have Rabbid Mario in, so the battle should be pretty easy. So, the reason why I'm a bit sighing is because, well, one, I'm a bit annoyed about the setup, and two, because of what happened, this battle is not actually going to be over yet. Not even in the longest stretch of imagination. In fact, this battle is far from over because, well, or rather, sheesh. This playthrough, jeez. Well, it seems like I cannot speak today. Is there even any ads? Yeah, okay, they're all wild claws this time. Wow, interesting. Well, we don't really have much we can do this turn, but wait for the enemies to come in. Okay, good. We knocked him back. That's exactly what we wanted. We still have Siren Shock for him, so we can easily use that if we need to. Anyways, we got Rabbid Mario back for this battle, but if you're wondering why I'm sighing, that's because, well, the 100% is not done correctly. Because one of the things you have to do is technically encounter. It doesn't necessarily say to defeat. You just have to encounter each enemy in the game that you would be able to encounter in the playthrough. And 5 of those enemies are actually the I don't have much time to waste. Oh, perfect, actually. I didn't get frozen at all. That was actually what I was hoping. Okay, perfect. Alright. What do we even do? We could attack, but it doesn't really matter, because all these minions, they have the ability to move up when we attack anyway. So Rabbid Mario, unfortunately, is useless until we can attack and do other stuff. We'll start Uni-Dash grouping at least one of them. Alright. Oh, here we go. Not much we can do until the giant gooba actually goes over to where we are. Until then, we're kind of just stuck, waiting. But in the meanwhile, we still have the same good old portals to defeat. Kind of funny there's only one this time around. Usually there's more than one, but whatever. I'm not complaining. In fact, I'm excited because I get to destroy it pretty much in one hit there. Alright. That was not bad at all. In fact, that was great. Yeah, it's sad to say we don't really have an easy night setup against us, so we have to wait for all the enemies to come this way first. Oh my gosh. Okay, that actually hurt us more, because he might... Whoo! He barely did not reach us. If he had reached us, he would have lured us in, just so you know. That particular type of Wild Claw is the most dangerous run around, the Magna-Foul. I certainly do not like it. So I think the next turn I'm gonna just immediately steam around and do as much damage as we can to them. And then hope that Rabbid Mario can actually finish them off. But I don't want to do nothing either, so I think now we need to start doing damage to at least someone, but not in the normal way. Oh, actually, we could do it. If I want to do it safely, I'm gonna have to use Gust Attack again. Once we actually get to use this a bit. Oh, jeez, that was close. Brought him very close to die. That was actually worser. Oh, but we have a protect. So if anything, we should be trying to fight him. a bit, at least. We just want to do it without messing the maintenance files, so Mario's probably gonna have to take an attack to the face maybe for this to work. Okay, so my idea, if you were confused on what I was trying to go for, is on the very next turn after this finishes, I'm gonna use pretty much all my AoE on my other characters, and then Rose is gonna use the first normal Yumi of the game. But we're also gonna set it up in such a way that lets us as many of the enemies as we can. It's a bit of a risk, but it's worth it, because we can potentially take out the enemy right away. We have to do it on the edge of the map here. Okay, we had to hit to make that work, but that's fine. Also, we forgot to sell our items. Maybe that's not fine, but maybe that is fine, because Mario can use this. Honestly, I didn't bother to sell the items this time, probably because I didn't really need them. What's this?
Thank you, Mama.
Now the only problem is, what do I do now? Because I don't have this set up. Well, I think I still at least mixed up our AoE. So, you know what? Let's do that. Stash the enemy, that's the worst antagonist. Now we're gonna start stun locking, looping one of them. But before we do that, we need to do other stuff first. And meanwhile, I'm gonna dash as many enemies as we can while we get up to that. Oh wait, I did say I would have an AoE up, right? I should probably dump that as well. Let's do that. The more we can do, the better. I used to do all of that, and then... Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna dump all the AoEs, right? Well, hey, better continue to use them then. Like I said, this is a big of a risk to do it this way, but it's probably gonna be worth it in the long run, because in the end, we're still gonna stun lock all the enemies, but we're also gonna dash one as we go in to slowly eliminate them, so we eventually don't have to worry about those wild claws anymore. And then once that's done, we're gonna have to start damaging the boss exclusively. Alright. So now we pass the turn, because we have nothing to do. Those gets a freebie turn to use other stuff. So he's gonna use our cooldown clock on our free turn. And we're just gonna dash one enemy exclusively. We don't want it to damage us. During our dash, if we see that the enemies are not wild claws, we can attack them again as long as we don't cause them to run. Otherwise, we can't do it. Figures that's not anti-fail, so we're gonna have to put this event into stasis again. So the idea is to just keep refreshing the stasis, but still dash that enemy every turn, and we're basically gonna use that to remove the enemies one by one. Until we finally get out. And during the whole thing, whenever the appear, we're just gonna hit them immediately. And the idea is we're gonna use Rabbid Mario to do that. So Rabbid Mario's gonna hit this portal, kill it. And in the meanwhile, we'll use dashes to slowly defeat the enemies one by one. Although, every alternative turn when Peach does an attack, we can also afford to potentially take a bit of extra damage. This is actually something I did not do the last time, but I could have done at any point, is actually break out the enemy early and actually take intentional damage. So instead of doing the normal charge we would do, we'd still take out the portals, but on that alternate turn, we can use Team Barrier. But while we have Team Barrier, we cannot take any damage, so if anything, now is a great time to damage these enemies. So because of that, that's exactly what we're gonna do. Sort of. I don't know if I this or not, but honestly, it's fine because we can stun at least one of the enemies that's gonna be the worst for the setup. Then we could just use this lock on the other turn instead. The only problem is it might get us hit a bit more. I think the idea behind it, though, is that if I can actually take out my opponents, it could work really well. It wouldn't mean that the enemy gets to do stuff. If this was any other enemy, like the Magic Koopa or something else, then we would definitely not do this. If we didn't have Peach, we wouldn't be doing this at all, but I thought I would add this in because I'm like, Peach has Team Barrier, she can give us free turns for free, so as long as we are still defeating the giant mortals, it doesn't really matter what we do. And then we can still attack in uni like we did normally. And this way we can maybe do a bit more damage to the boss faster and kill it sooner. And this is something I completely forgot about. The only reason I didn't do it before is because we had Team Barrier and that guy just took out an enemy for us. So that helped out a bit anyway. So even though it made the enemy shape, it still worked really well. Okay, well, I don't want them to survive forever, so we're just gonna start AoEing again. It's kind of fun, because the giant Koopa is so weak, you can kind of do whatever you want against it. It really, now the setup turn is more based off of Team Barrier more than anything, really. Well, I don't want to use the attack unless it's ill, obviously. And it's not worth taking damage over until we can do other stuff. So if anything, Mario's gonna actually attack in such a way where he can hit both of these guys. Actually works better. Alright, I don't want to take out that enemy yet, because obviously I need to be able to protect on the turn phase, because that's, of course, the enemy that's going to use his attack to do a lot of damage if that messes things up, so we can't let him do that. Instead, with this, and not that second time. Oh, jeez. I didn't notice that that thing did that. That just gave me an idea. If we can weaken this guy exactly enough, we can just knock him out of bounds and he will explode. That's probably easier than doing anything else. Unfortunately, you can't really do nothing, so we're gonna do this. Probably did that in a weird order, but that's fine. That was actually on purpose, so we can use cooldown clock. Please. Now in the free turn, we can just fire at the other enemy instead. I think that's was the idea of this. Otherwise, not much changes. We're still gonna attack the portal things. If anything, Rose will take the portal after he's done his turn, but first we need to AoE this down. Or do something that, sit back grabber. Looks like we can't do that safely. Tell you what, I should probably just do it the safe way instead of doing nothing. So we'll just dash him down for now. After the uni lets him back in, we're gonna just all fire at this portal instead. Oh, perfect. We got pretty much all crits there. Nice. So that took him out, and Riz actually has the attack setup I want on him now. And Peach has a freebie turn, so we can actually do this now. Alright, well. So if you're wondering what's the difference is, before I was not letting the enemy do anything, for a good reason. If the depleter does anything, he heals. If some other enemies doing something, they may either summon henchmen or just knock us back and just be very trolly, and we cannot have them doing that. So, the only real way we can get a good setup is if we get the giant Goomba. If we do get the giant Goomba, however, we can do a different setup instead that's way more damaging and way better. Also, if I want to do the attack setup, I shouldn't actually use the strat. So, what I'm going to do is actually just go for the Strong Man now. So now we have to start using Strong Man. We got a 150% damage buff. That's great to start off with. Alright. Let's start up the turn finally. So Peach is going to protect and pretty much exclusively focus on this minion. It's going to purposely take the attack. Then someone else is going to take the purposeful attack from the giant Goomba, but that's actually okay, because we can take a hit or two. That's the difference, by the way. Previously, we did not do an attack setup at all. Now, instead of using Uni right away to put him back into stun lock, we're just going very aggressive, attacking pretty much non-stop and not using the attack setup. Specifically, when we have our turn still active. Like, basically, when we have Team Barrier active, we'll use that instead, so that Rabbid Mario will just get hit once, not much will happen, and in exchange, Rose could waste her turn, but she can actually, get more damage done. So, ideally, this just gets more damage overall. In fact, to help with that, I should use Strong Man now. Unfortunately, that did not do the damage I want. So, the big difference is, instead of passing one turn and wasting a lot of time while doing other stuff, every other turn, we would do the loop as we normally would. Like, we'd still obviously do nothing most of the turns, and we'd still mostly do only normal attacks each turn. Just keep putting the guy to sleep, then using cooldown clock to wake back up, and then putting him back into sleep again. That's normally what we would have to do, but now every other time we do that, we can actually just let this guy hit us on purpose, because this is not nearly as strong of an opponent as the other enemies. So that means it's basically another safety turn. It seems, and yes, this is seeming really weird to say, but basically, as long as Team Barrier Protect is up, Peach won't even take any damage. Or rather, none of us will take any damage. So instead of wasting the turn on doing nothing, we can instead just do other stuff instead. And then every other turn, we can just protect instead. Fortunately, this means we do have to waste our turn here to set it up, but that's fine. We could actually technically do the full damage, though. We could actually use Uni right now if we want, but do I actually do that? I think I like keeping it. So I think I'll do a normal loop like I do normally, but after using Uni and doing the Uni cooldown thing, I won't actually use the full cooldown for Uni. Instead, I'll do something else. Anyways, I won't waste time. Let's pass the turn. And by the way, I know what you guys are thinking. You're like, Tim, this is very complicated. How is this possibly gonna work? But trust me, it works. Because if we can get many extra turns, it's not gonna matter what happens. Because, well, even if we get hit in bounds, I think it still technically doesn't do any damage. Also, every other turn, he can use his AoE thing. So, instead of getting one turn of damage, we get 2 instead. So that actually speeds us up. We get 2 turns for the price of 1 whenever Peach has Team Barrier up. So we pretty much have no risk. I'm gonna move Peach so that she hopefully doesn't get hurt. But, it's probably gonna still happen. Anyway, yeah. Basically, the idea is we do a lot more damage for what it's worth. So, in other words, it means a much faster battle. Way faster battle. The only difference is we take a little bit of a damage, or we would normally take. Oh, that did not work, so we're gonna have to use something with somebody else. Can't do it with Viz without doing other stuff, so unfortunately Rabbid Mario is gonna have to waste its attack thing. Oh yeah, by the way, that is a thing you can do. If the attack thing fails, you can keep trying again and again. Up to 3 times per turn if you want, until you get the buff. Unfortunately, didn't get it, so yeah, we have kind of a pathetic turn. Fortunately, we still have to deal with the normal randomness of the game, but at least we have better chances this time. Okay. So like I said, the idea is, instead of 1 turn, you get 2. So it should hopefully take out the enemy a bit faster. We'd still do the normal waiting strategy on one of these turns, however, but we can still do stuff depending on where we go. In fact, this is actually ideal, because those can just use the cooldown clock for free, and she can just take a guaranteed shot at this instead. So that's actually like the ideal time for the portal to spear. We can just get it out right now. That gets rid of that enemy set, and then we can just pass to bring the enemies back. We can do this indefinitely for a bit. Alright, ooh, Peach does have the effect set up, but I want to use Rose's attack thing first. So Peach, this turn we're gonna do the normal set, like we normally do. There we go. Peach finally got the thing this time. Okay, so that made up for the 2 zeros. I guess it's more like Rabbid Mario can use Vamp Stella. You gonna see how like Vamp Stella is great, by the way? It's the only effect you can use on giant bosses that really works well. Any other effect, and it just doesn't really seem to do anything. Actually, not even doing much. If we get lucky with damage, we could actually take it out this next turn. When I get this next pet turn, I'm still gonna use a cooldown clock with Rose. That's not gonna change, but I think I might just be able to take him out. Oh wait, maybe not. Okay, I'm still gonna use a cooldown clock with Rose. I'm just considering now whether or not I should actually wake up the opponent early or not. For sure, we cannot have any of the giant walk that show up. If any of that shows up, it just makes the battle way too tense, so we have to do it. And it wasn't a nil, of course. Who's gonna blow the AoE? Peach, you need to use Team Barrier, so we won't have a Strong Man for this turn, but it's worth it, I think. Well, we could have actually maybe just used Rabbid Mario's basic attack too, but anyway, Peach, I'm gonna do your turn first before you forget. So you're gonna do Team Barrier, run right next to this guy, and attack him. And then the next turn, I think we could just use buffs and essentially attack, and just take him out. That'd be great. Okay, Mad Mario did not get Vamp Stella bad, so Mad Mario for sure is gonna be the one that uses the attack thing. So let's just do his full turn first. Oh, need to move a bit. Great, nothing happened again. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. 2 turns in a row that didn't happen. I think we have enough that we can get mailed out. I couldn't tell if we needed a damage buff or not to do it, so another double fail. All that really did was waste my time to make me get more, but otherwise, there we go. We are done. The final level completed. The largest level of all premium mode is finally done. This was kind of an annoying series so far. Hopefully the next, this might be a bit more interesting, but so far we're good. We didn't get any kills. We didn't lose anyone this time, which was great. And we got a weapon skin for Rabbit Peach, so... Oh! Oh yeah, that's right, this was the hardest level. Okay, so... I kind of got shocked. I did not expect this to appear, but yeah, since this was the final level, it is gonna show off a little bit of a credits here, if any, not much.
Truly a miracle.
Congratulations, you've outlasted the premium tower doom.
You dare.
Please continue to challenge yourself. The tower's classic or premium experience as many times as you wish. Return if you feel moved to nominate me for a Dooming Award in the field of Outstanding Technical Achievement of Tower Doom category. I'll be grateful. Well, there's the message you get for finishing all of the modes. Now, here's the problem, as you might have noticed. We still need that one enemy. And I think I already mentioned what it was. So, we have to now go back in on the easier difficulties and replay it indefinitely until we finally get the giant, specifically the giant magnet foul to fill up. So once I do that, I will have to cut a video or whatever to when that happens, but it'll be its own individual video. I will not show the full tower again because this gets, honestly, this has been kind of very repetitious, so... Like I mentioned, this is very random, so you may not actually see many videos for a while. I think I have a lot uploaded already, though, so I'm hoping we can finish this off. But I'm just saying, expect there to maybe be a delay in the videos because of the problems. Also, I like that this new music now plays because you finished the hardest level. That's something that does not happen unless you finished off the premium level 8, so I guess that's the cool thing you get from it. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like and enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video for the actual finale. Until then, see you guys later. Bye!